Hello, welcome to Uncomfortable Truths Podcast. I'm your co-host Lindsay,
I'm the oyster.
and yeah, we're excited for this conversation or abundance of conversations because we got a lot to talk about.
Okay. Guys,
So
audience, this is Lindsay's last day. So let's give her a good farewell. Let's give her a lot of likes, a lot of subscribers on her farewell episode.
yeah, and yeah, no, it's definitely been a good time. I'm sure y'all have laughed at our. I don't know. We're not toxic, right? I wouldn't say we're toxic. We just go back and forth, right?
I, I don't know. I don't think you like me.
Wait. You say you don't know if I like you?
Yeah, I'm joking, but yeah.
Damn.
You
But
be
yeah,
picking
no,
on
this
me.
we'll make it count. We'll make it count. So yeah, so actually off camera, you guys didn't see, but we were talking about sometimes just how people who are seemingly doing well, and I guess you would say based off Instagram and the stuff that they say, how sometimes they just seem to be full of shit and you're not really sure if you can really talk to them. So that's frustrating. We were talking about, I'm not really sure if it's because they're bullshitting or if it's because they don't want you to succeed with them. Like I really can't figure out what. Like, what do you think?
Yes, I meet people like that all the time. People that say, "Oh, I got a something for rent," and when you want to go see it, like you're never able to go see it, or they say they got a job and like they do real estate or something like that. Like, oh, help me get an apartment, and they can't even do that. So like, do you either really do real estate or do you do some kind of thing where you help somebody do real estate? And like, it's like the streets got stuff like that too, like the credit card, the check scam. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the person that tell you about that probably got to go through five other people, you know, before that money get to you. So if it's 50 grand, that 50 grand going through one hand, then going to the next hand. By the time it get to you, it's probably only 10 grand. Then you go to jail. you know?
Then you go to jail, and 10 grand probably doesn't even cover court fees. Um, but yeah, no, it's a mess. And also, I just don't understand. I don't know if I hopefully you have caught on to this, but I like to be as honest as possible. I'll just tell you, look, like I had someone reach out to me on LinkedIn and he said, "Hey, I'm in college and I'm trying to, I want to be in media. Can we talk?" And I said, "Look, full disclosure, I am still trying to figure it out for myself. I'm happy to talk to you and tell you the information that I know, things that I've learned along the way, but I just want to make sure that you want to speak to me and not someone who you think is like, at the top of the food chain." And she's like, "No, that's totally fine. I just, any advice is helpful." But I just feel like that transparency is very necessary
Mhm.
because you're wasting your time and their time. I get no, I don't get a prize or money for BSing people.
Mhm.
It's like maybe if I were to get paid for some just bullshitting, maybe I don't know, but it just seems like a lot. It's just bad. It brings bad juju, and I'm just like, no, I feel like you should be as honest as possible. So if you're in real estate and you're trying to make it seem like you're big shit, and you sell all these houses, maybe you should stop
Mhm. Yeah.
because it's you look stupid because you can't fake it for forever.
Mhm.
Whatever. Anyway.
Nah, yeah.
Mhm.
People people need to stop lying, period, and stuff like that. It'd do you way more justice if you just don't lie, because lying
Yes.
just cause more problems.
Yes. Lying is
Mhm.
how you get beat up, is how you get scammed.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's how you get, unalived. Like just I usually don't see scams work out in the long run. Immediately, like for immediate gratification, sure, but eventually you get caught. Like look at all the people that got the PPP loans.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're in jail now
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just it's stupid to me. But anyway, all right. Moving on. What would you like to
Okay.
discuss today?
All right. I want to talk about a video I seen before we got on, and it was basically the guy was checking the bathroom, so his daughter could use the bathroom, women's bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and when she went inside, it was a grown man
Mm-hmm.
in the bathroom, but where he came from, like, I don't think he was using the bathroom, like, because it's no urinals, or it's only a toilet in there. Um, and then like he then like he washed his hands and all that. And he's like, sorry, sorry. And usually you see videos like that, but it's usually like a transgender or a skit. Um, basically like showing awareness or something like that. And I feel like men shouldn't be in bathroom, period, whether they trans or not. And I only say that because saying like people can verify that, like, and it's not proper action to verify that. So the fact that somebody can just say I'm trans and do anything that other people allowed to do, the other trans people allowed to do, is wrong. Because basically you're abusing that, like people that say they got R word and they really didn't get R word, or assaulted and they really didn't get assaulted, and they call the police on somebody, get them arrested, and so on. It's like, and then now you're making it bad for the people that actually do get R word or assaulted. So I feel the people that just say they gay or they trans, making it worse for people that actually trans and gay. And this is why I feel like it shouldn't be allowed to go in the bathroom, period, you know, because our kids need to be protected. They should come first. They the future, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion?
I feel like this might be new to y'all, I'm speaking y'all as in men, but being afraid of the bathroom is like always been the case. Mm-hmm. Like I was a kid, and before people were acknowledging transgender people or any of that, that was always a thing. My mom always said, you do not go in a public bathroom alone. Mm-hmm. She had to be with me. And the thing is, it wasn't even, I mean, probably it was about random men, but regardless of being transgender or not, there's just people that wait. There's predators that wait in bathrooms. And I don't mean predators as in like child predators. I mean, there's people who, you know, people that want to assault you in the bathroom. She always would tell me to be very cautious and pay attention. You know, in the malls, like back when people went to malls, but you know, in the malls, usually the bathroom is like down the corridor. Yeah. She's like, you make sure there's people in the corridor. You know, you check and make sure that no one is following you in the bathroom. But honestly, she would tell me to avoid the bathroom in the malls, period, if I could. So that being said, I hear your concern, but I feel like it's one of those things like recency bias, where it's just like, hey, you know, since this is so recent, this transgender idea is so recent. But the reality is, if you've been a woman, you know that the bathrooms, public bathrooms, are scary, or they can be scary. If that's at least how I was taught. Luckily, I don't really use them anyway because they gross me out. Way before I'm thinking about somebody assaulting me, I'm thinking about just how gross they are. So I avoid them at all costs anyway. But yeah, so I hear your concern and I hear the concern of others, but you should always be paying attention when you go into places that, like when you go into stalls, period. I don't care if you're a man or a woman or a kid or an adult. You are very exposed when you go into the bathroom. So you should be aware of what's going on, period. I did see the video. He did look like just a regular creep. And I've heard fathers of girls say that it's difficult for them because, you know, when you're a mom and you have a young boy, you can take him in the women's bathroom. Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal. I don't know if it's a double standard, but I've never really heard of dads taking their daughter. They may do it. I don't know. But dads, I feel like it's difficult for them to take their daughters in men's bathrooms. And obviously the man can't go in the women's bathroom. So I have heard of men asking women, hey, can you take my daughter in the bathroom? Can you watch her? So because of that double standard, it makes it a little difficult. But the reality is, when you're sending a kid in any space and you can't watch them, it's difficult, period, especially when you're vulnerable and going into a bathroom. Like, there's no way you can defend yourself when you're in the shower or going to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So that's my long-winded answer / opinion.
You're accurate about that. You're so right about that. But back then, it was automatically a crime. You get caught in the bathroom. Now, if they get caught in the bathroom, they could be like, oh, I'm transgender. And now it's not a crime. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. That's what I'm saying.
Was it a crime? You could go to jail for being in the opposite sex bathroom. That's a fact.
Depending on the situation. If a guy just lingering, I'm sure it's a crime. A guy just lingering in the bathroom. I'm sure it's a crime.
I wouldn't assume that. There's a lot of laws that we think are laws that aren't, and there's a lot of laws that should be laws.
And I'm talking. Back then, I don't know. Like now, definitely it's not. No, I work in different events, and several events I worked. The men's bathroom will be a paper sign. They print out a paper sign that says women's, and they put a women's sign over the men's. So now every bathroom says women's on it. I've been in several events like that. You know, I've been in several events where every bathroom says unisex, you know, non-gender. So so now the laws are different now. But back then, I'm sure it was automatically a crime, just lingering a man.
But we can't make those assumptions.
want to Google it?
I'm sure something was you can, yeah, sure, Google it. I'm sure. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it wasn't. What I'm saying is, we can't just say I'm sure it was, because a lot of things that are not illegal that should be. Like we just looked, what you just looked up the a couple episodes ago when we were talking about, is it illegal to not tell your sex partner that you have HIV/AIDS?
Yeah.
And the reality is, not, that's not the case anymore in
Yeah.
certain places anyway. So I'm
Yeah.
like, we can't assume that laws are laws, because yeah, that's just not how it works here. Certain things they make sense to be laws, but yeah. Anyway, that being said, but I will also say this: me personally, I don't give a shit who's in the bathroom. I think something that's going on right now is a lot of fear mongering. Um, it just makes it really easy to polarize opinions, and polarize people when you tell them that there's a common fear, right? You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that being said, the bathroom has always been a vulnerable place. And the reality is, I'm not afraid every time I go into the bathroom of something going on. Now, I am aware that any place you go, something can happen, right? Um, but that being said, I don't walk into the bathroom every day and say someone could come in here. It's just the general reality of like walking to the train, something could happen.
Yes.
Right. I'm not afraid every time I walk to the train, but I'm like, yeah, somebody really could just attack me. It's very possible someone could push me in these train tracks. Yes, very true. Um, that being said, the whole point of me mentioning that was the fact that you go into the bathroom. I don't care if it's a unisex bathroom. I don't care if it's the men's bathroom. If the women's bathroom is not working, I'm going in the men's bathroom. I do not care. It doesn't mean that someone is going to come and attack me. Now, a guy might be like, "How'd you get in here?" And I'd be like, "But if I gotta go, and believe me, because I don't like public bathrooms. If I gotta go, I gotta go."
Yeah.
So I'm like, it is what it is. And people do that all the time, though. They're just like, "Crap, there's nothing. How am I supposed to not go to the bathroom because one is out of service?" It's just, that's why I'm like, I don't know if that's necessarily a law, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I got you. So it is a law. It's
Okay.
HB 1520.
Mm-hmm.
It's a class B misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
A male knowingly or intentionally entering a restroom that is designated to be used only by females, or two, a female knowingly or intentionally entering a restroom that is designated by use only by males. A reintroduction of HB 1348 from previous years.
Now, is that
It is a
law,
law.
or like that
It's a
federal,
class
or
B misdemeanor. Yeah, it's a law. So it's a class B misdemeanor. So it's not a federal
no? I
crime.
know. Hold on. I know it's a law. I'm saying, is it based off state, or is it based, because every state has different laws? Is this the
I think
country?
it's state. I think it's state because it's not federal. I think it's state.
Got it. Okay. So in Alabama, that may not be the case. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Every state got different law. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a
I
law
totally agree with that.
in whatever place you're looking at. It's a law, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it's not necessarily wherever the crime or this incident is occurring, it may not be against the law. So that's why I'm like, the
Yeah.
reality is, there might be other people in the bathroom. As long as they don't mean me any harm, I don't care.
Yeah, some is more strict than other states.
Mm.
Like Arkansas, criminalized those who knowingly stay inside restrooms with a child of the opposite biological sex.
Mm.
So basically, what we were just talking about is a law that law protects the kids from situations like that, whether they trans or not. You got to look more into it, but the allows students to sue the school if they enter a member of the opposite biological sex in a single sex restroom, and that's in Arkansas too. That's for students in schools. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. A lot of states are different, and a lot of them is just students. It's for students. Then the ones that say adults, or like in the end, you gotta be trans or something like that to use the opposite sex bathroom. So yeah, every state different.
Okay. But yeah, so that being said, I think my issue is that every single thing that comes up now, it's like, what about the transgenders? And it's like, y'all do know that these were issues before anybody was acknowledging or not. So I think that's the frustration that I'm getting, where I'm just like, this is not suddenly a concern, because I just hate it when things suddenly become an issue because of a group of people that people collectively dislike for no real reason. A transgender person has never done anything to most of the people that have issues with them. They mind their business. Have you been attacked or assaulted in any way by a transgender person because of their
I
transgender?
almost once, yes.
Okay, because they were I'm saying it wasn't specific to them being transgender because people are people no matter what
No,
they
no, it's probably just him being a person, but
are.
it
Okay,
was a trans person. Yes,
got it.
I was in a shelter, and a girl I was messing with at the job I was messing at the job I was working, and she called out, and they told her if she don't come in or have somebody replace her shift,
Mhm.
she's gonna be fired. So she called me because I was dealing with her at the time, so she used me, So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'm gonna go. So and I wasn't that far away. I was like on 23rd Street, and I had to go to like 14th Street.
Okay.
So they basically like walking distance. So I jumped in the shower, and I know I goes in the bathroom. Nobody's in the bathroom. Nobody. But I didn't check the stalls, like you said. Gotta check the stalls, right? I didn't check the stalls. But nobody's in the bathroom. I hear nobody come in, nothing. So I take my shower. So I gets out. I'm still thinking nobody's in the bathroom. So I gets out because it's like the bathroom I was in. It was like a shower and stalls and urinals. You know, I never heard nobody come in, so I'm thinking nobody in there. So I stepped out the thing because I didn't have shower slippers. I used like a plastic bag and I ripped it and I stepped on the plastic bag so my feet won't touch the ground in the shower. So and I did the same thing on the outside. So now I step outside, so I want to be and the thing floods because it's a plastic bag. So I didn't want my feet still be flooding in that water. So I steps out and I start drying myself off, and all I hear is sexy, so crazy shit, and like this dude basically tried to touch me, and I just carry a screwdriver with me inside the shelter for protection, and
Yeah.
he didn't know I had the screwdriver in the towel, wrapped in the towel and all that, and once he seen that, he ran out the bathroom, and all that, but
So he was transgender?
yeah, he had the wig on and all that, like he had the wig on, he had the
But he was
girl clothes, all that.
but he was still so what I'm saying is he was this is what I'm
What's the
getting.
question? He had a wig on. He was dressed like
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
So
saying.
how did that affect you? That's what I'm saying. How did that really affect you? Because the reality is, according to where you're coming from, he was still a man.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. To me, regardless, I mean he's trans. I'm like, his
So if
title
he
don't
had,
make him
so
not be
what
a
I'm saying
man.
is, whether he had the wig on or not, he still would have said the same thing.
Like I've been in shelters plenty of times. None of the gay people that was just regular gay ever did nothing like that. Like
No, I
hold on. Never did nothing like that. That's what I'm saying. But the topic was on transgenders.
Yeah.
That was a transgender. That's what happened to me.
No, I get you.
I can't tell you the same story about
No.
regular
Hold on.
people.
Okay,
It
I hear
never
you.
happened to me.
What I'm saying is, it was that question was based off the fact that people think that transgender people are more of a threat than other groups of people, and I was saying based off of what your concern is, men in women's bathrooms. That was a man in a man's bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you were not
I was
anymore.
in a man's shelter. I'm just saying people can be predatory, whether they straight or trans, gay, lesbian. They can
Yeah,
still
for
be
sure.
predators. That's what I'm trying. That's my point.
Okay.
So kids going to the bathroom with a transgender is still dangerous because it's a predatory thing. Because even though he's trans, he could still be a predator. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
Like that dude, even though he's trans and he's gay, he's still a
but
predator.
he seemed to like you.
He's a predator. Like you never know
How
how
was
many
he a
times he did.
predator?
But yeah, he did it to me. Imagine how many times he did it to somebody in that shelter. How many times he probably got away with it. That's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't the first person he did that to.
You know what? I'm glad you said this. Because anytime you guys catcall, that makes y'all predators. Because he catcalled you. We deal with that every day as women.
He didn't try to call. He tried to touch me. He tried to touch my penis. He tried to grab my shit.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
jumped back with the screwdriver.
Yeah. No, they try to do that. Yeah. I've been grabbed at that too. So I forgot. Yeah. So now you know how violating that is. I'm glad you understand what it's like to be a woman for that one time. That one time. So I really don't have any empathy. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you got a relief from my pain.
Yeah, no, not relief. Just sometimes it's just I when you have to walk through the world every day concerned that someone's going to do that. That's not something you had that one concern because you were in that shower. I have that concern every day.
I had taken gym pop showers before, like where like how gels are, and
Yeah.
Like nothing like that ever happened. Dudes be butt naked in those shits, and
Yeah.
nothing like that ever happened.
I'm fully clothed walking down the street
You know,
and that could happen to me.
yeah.
So
Like I can tell you a story. Like I was in a shelter. This is a different shelter now. Like this is the Oasis. So it's basically it's a hotel,
mhm.
and one floor is a shelter. Right.
Okay.
So it's a trans dude and it's a regular dude. So one day they hanging out. They was roommates. They hanging out. I'm tell you another story similar to that one. They hanging out. They drinking. They drinking inside the room, which is not allowed. So so now they're like, oh, the dude like, the big dude like, I'm going to sleep, this and that. So when you go to bed, the trans guy get in bed with him. He's like, yo, nah, it's not that kind of party, dude. Like this and that, chill. But he didn't get like violent like that. He's like, no, like, I gave you that kind of expression, like my fault, this and that. That dude poked him up, like literally. When I seen that dude again, a couple of weeks later,
Mhm.
his literally, you know how you see on movies, they got the gauze and the tape
Mhm.
all over their body, face, everywhere. That was his body. He had no shirt on, and literally his entire body and face was all cut up, slashed up. Then a similar story is this guy wasn't trans, but he was just a gay guy, and he was a security guard, but he was just very, very weird.
Mhm.
And this shelter was Help USA. This is owned by the Comos. Andrew Como. It was created by Mario Como. So, and I was dislocated on Jerome Street on 183rd, something like that, on
Mhm.
the 4th. It's like around the corner I think Davidson or something like that. And so so I was asleep. I went to sleep, but I hear the screaming and all that. But I know I'm not going to check what stuff is and all that. I found out in the morning. So I found out in the morning that the guy the guy basically same similar situation. He tried to like get in the bed with the dude, basically, but he didn't like do it on a nice note. He actually tried to like all word him in that room. And the dude fought him off. Because the dude fought him off, he did the same thing. Like poked them up, stabbed them all up, slashed them all up, and all that. So I'm just saying, like they could be predators too. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know if you're intentionally doing it or if you don't realize you're doing it, but I just feel like when you're talking about predators and you're talking about certain types of people,
Mm-hmm.
when you mention another group, it associates that action with those people when in
No,
reality.
I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying they can be. It's not just
Well,
like
of course they can.
you
Well, I
can't
feel like
just
that goes without saying though, because everybody can be. I could be.
yeah. But like it's different when you get just like sweep it under the rug because they like I said, certain laws allow certain laws allow trans people to be in the bathroom with kids.
Certain laws allow men to sexually assault and get away with it. What is
Yes,
the
yes,
difference?
yes. A guy could outwear a girl and be home in a year or get probation. Yes.
So I'm trying to figure, or if they even if they get picked up, because sometimes they don't even get picked up. So that's what I'm saying. So certain law, this is definitely a situation where I feel like because you guys feel affected by it, it's suddenly a concern.
Yeah.
This has always been the case. Now there's just another group of people that we're acknowledging exists. They're not doing anything more or less than other, or I'm not even going to say less because they could be actually. People are really good at making it seem like their enemies for whatever reason
Mm-hmm.
are a problem, more of a problem than they are. And the reality is, transgender people are not out here committing crimes all crazy. It's straight people that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more afraid of a straight person than I am a transgender person. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's very interesting to me how people are just like, well, what about these laws that allow transgenders to do this? And I'm just like, they're not doing anything. So it doesn't really matter. So I just feel like it should be a non-topic because I'm just like, they're people and some are bad and some are good. But if I'm going to be in a room full of transgender men and women, I'll take that before I'm in a room full of straight men. Swear to God, I'm scared to death of a group of men all at one time because something is more than likely going to happen. Transgender people are not worried about me.
Mm-hmm.
They really just want to stay under the radar. It's kind of how people feel about immigrants. So I'm just like, do you think they're out here at astronomical numbers just doing crazy crimes? No, because that means they have to risk being sent back or going to prison. So do people do those crimes? Absolutely. There's records of people that are immigrants, or illegal immigrants, or however you like to reference them, committing crimes. But then the people that don't are really just trying to live. I just feel like that's what transgender people are doing. They're trying to live and not get attacked every day because they're different. And we're over here saying, but they're the problem. No, they're not. Y'all are the problem. I'm scared of you.
Yes. Listen, I'm not downplaying everything, but you can't be like, oh, because that happened now, because that happening now, you got it, and this was happening back then to these women. Like, it wasn't being notified or being told or being putting awareness on it. But now y'all want to put awareness on this. Nah, like, it's still wrong. It's still wrong.
I need you to hold straight men and transgender predators.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm not. That's saying I'm not saying.
What I'm saying is y'all are putting a lot of backing behind transgender. You don't talk about what do we do about.
I'm just saying, a kid going in the bathroom with a transgender that's still biologically a man. It's still biologically a man. Like, going to the bathroom. And like I said, they could be predators too. Like, they could be predators too. You know, like, I wouldn't want my young son to go in the bathroom by himself in a man's bathroom. Because men are predators too. You know what I'm saying? Society, wokeness are destroying the world. Movies are not the same no more because wokeness. Think about it.
Define being woke, because everybody has a different definition.
Like I said, everybody got different definitions. But my definition of woke is totally different from what I'm trying to say is the wokeness in media is every movie and TV show got a gay person. Every last one of them. Listen. Every last one of them. Hold on. Every last one of them. Some of them try to get a strong female lead. Like for example, Captain Marvel, for example, right?
You said you don't even watch television like that. So how do you know that every single one of them has a gay person in there?
This is why I don't watch TV no more.
Okay, can I just say that you can't speak and be wrong? You can't speak as if they're facts and be wrong. Speak up. You can't be what our government is now. You're making things up. You do know that, right?
Listen, I can't control TV or media. I can't, like, movie company don't do this, but I can stop watching it, and this is why I stopped watching it. But listen,
I'm not listening to you making up non-facts.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
It's not an example if you already started out being inaccurate. So what, an example of more inaccuracy? I'm not listening to that. You made this shit up.
Listen.
I'm not listening unless you're gonna fix your statement. I'm not listening.
I can't fix my statement. I can't fix my statement because there's nothing wrong with my statement. But, like, listen.
Don't make me hang up. Lamar, start over.
Okay, listen.
You are on record saying for a fact, you could bet your life on this. Every single movie and television show has someone gay in it. Someone a part of the LGBT.
Amount of times, yes.
Excuse me?
Amount of times, yes.
Amount of times, what are you saying?
Modern times, yes.
So that is inaccurate.
Past 10 years, yes. I could give you perfect examples, but you not let me.
Just because you can name 5 or 10 shows.
I'm not gonna name 5 or 10 shows. I'm not gonna name 5 or 10 shows. It's like, for example, what's your favorite TV show right now?
I watch too many shows. I can't go.
Like Dysphoria, for example. You said you watched that, right?
Yeah, I watched that when it was on. Years ago.
Yeah. Are there gay people in the show?
Euphoria, yeah, sure. Okay, so
okay.
Okay,
what's your name another show? What's your next?
I don't know.
But I bet you if you name the show, it's a gay person in that show.
That doesn't mean every. Okay, all right. If I come up with if I come up with a bunch of black men in jail, that means all black men are criminals. That's what you're saying.
No.
Yes, that is literally what you're saying.
No.
I can name.
Now, if you let me finish my statement, I could go on.
No, because your statement doesn't make sense anymore.
But you gotta let me finish, so you not understand. You can't understand what I'm trying to. You can't understand what I'm trying to.
Finish this stupid ass statement.
Okay. Now these are tropes. Now the tropes are the gay trope. Like I said, they put it in most every show. I use most this time, not all. Okay. Now you got the strong female trope. Okay, you got movies where females, they don't have no progression; they're automatically good at everything. Like Captain Marvel is a perfect example. The reason why it's like that, because they said they didn't want Captain Marvel get her power from a man in the comic books, right? And they said, so they changed it. They changed the male character into a female character. They said because they didn't want to give Captain Marvel. They didn't want Captain Marvel to get her powers from a man. This is what I mean about wokeness in media. And look at Captain Marvel, one of the worst movies that Marvel ever did, calling to society. So this is what I mean. Like, I'm not saying they doing it to brainwash nobody. I'm saying they doing it because it's a trope. It's in mostly every form of media right now. TV shows, movie. Wanda Vision, gay character. Like, it's just every form of media. And if they don't say it, now, like, you got stuff like, for example, I found out like 2 days ago, Sherman Housley, Moving on Love. I forgot the movie show. Like, I didn't know he was gay that whole time. And all my life, I never knew that. I found out that 2 days ago, like 2, 3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? But now it's out there. It's out there. It's out there. You got people that's not even gay playing gay roles. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, next topic. Because here's the thing. I'm not. If you're dead set on believing that, then that's fine. I mean, it's really nothing I can argue. So just know that people do this about you, and all the categories that you feel. People feel that people feel that it's woke to think that. How about this? Do you currently or have you ever benefited from public assistance?
Not cash, no. Food stamps, yes. I had got food stamps before.
Okay, if it functions as
Yeah,
cash, it's
yeah,
cash.
yeah.
So that's a woke agenda that people need help. So you don't believe in that. Do you believe that there should be loans and stuff for people who have less money to get housing?
Yes.
That's a woke agenda. We can't have that one either. Do you believe that all Black men in prison committed the crime?
No.
That's the woke agenda. So, yeah, I'm gonna need you to stop picking and choosing what you believe in because it suits your narrative, and acknowledge the fact that the world is bigger than you, and that way, and also that there's some villains in your life, but you're most people's villains. You are a Black man. You are a villain to most people in this world. So you need to act like and be a little bit more empathetic towards others. Next topic. Um,
So you get to say all that and I can't answer?
no, because at the end of the day, that's true. You need to acknowledge the fact that you are most people's biggest fear. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know Black men.
So you need to acknowledge, no, Black men specifically. You are
Yeah, I
most
know that.
people's biggest fear. So you need to be a little bit more empathetic towards other people who are being told that they're a problem, that they're the issue, and that there can be no representation in shows and movies and all these different things. There's representation for people who exist. And to think that that is a woke agenda, that is a problem and is ruining the world, means that you are in fact having an issue with the exact tropes that you use that allows you to function through this world and actually be able to call the police when someone discriminates against you. So sometimes it's like, just think a little bit further than yourself, be a little bit less self-centered and selfish, and just thinking that everything is an issue because it's not something you agree with, and just kind of moving life that way, and maybe it'll be a little bit better. But anyway, next topic. Let's talk about anxiety.
Like, you
So,
have any anxiety right now?
no, I don't have anxiety right now. No, but I did have it this week. I went to a concert, right? And I don't know what I learned at a young age. When you're growing up, people tell you like, okay, when you turn 18, when you're 19, you're 20, especially 21, you should go out clubbing, right? Like you should. That's a part of living your youth. You should go out to parties and stuff. So I was thinking that's what I needed to do. So when I turned 18, I went to college. I went to my first place, my first like 18 and up bar, right? Like you just, the ones where you get stamped if you're 21, but otherwise you can be here, but you can't drink. And I was trying to figure out why the entire time I was uncomfortable. It was before I realized that anxiety was a thing. I was uncomfortable the entire time. I couldn't loosen up. I did not like what was going on. I didn't feel unsafe. I just didn't like it. So I was like, okay, something's wrong with you. So I tried it again a couple more times. Every single time I would tense up. I can't loosen up. I was like, I can't have a good time because I am just so like, it just was not fun at all. So I stopped for a couple years. Then I tried to go to a club at 22. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is killing me. Anyway, the point is, I have always had like social anxiety, but I thought it was just something I needed to grow out of. And the reality is, I have grown out of it. I've done very well with it. But there are certain environments, like club environments and certain types of bars, that really have me like, I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden I get sweaty, I get anxious, my heart starts speeding up, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Now, if I have a drink and loosen up, that helps, but I don't like to be in a space where I have to drink in order to feel calm. So I guess my question to you is, have you ever had anxiety that you just can't explain? Like you can explain it, but you kind of can't explain it. Like you know it's there, but yeah, can you relate?
No, and
Really?
you shouldn't go to bars.
No, bars and certain types of bars. Bars and lounges are okay, but it's something about club environments
It's the
and
music.
huh?
It's the music.
No, if they're playing that music at the bar, I'm fine. I don't know what I don't know, but the reality is you just I get you should never you should just avoid situations that make you that uncomfortable. But anyway, I went to this concert that was in a venue. It was like a bar venue. And when I first got there, I was like, why? Why? I haven't felt this feeling in so long. I was like, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this? And after I had my first drink, I was like, whew, okay, never mind. We're good, having a good time, talking to people. But I just thought it was really interesting where I'm just like, wow, my social anxiety has gotten significantly better, but that is still an environment that I don't love. Like I was not, you'll never be like, oh, Lindsay met them at the club. Never. Nope, because I avoid them at all costs. And clubs are expensive now anyway, so whatever. But I was just curious. So you don't experience anxiety at all?
No, and if I if I feel like what I was thinking, I said the music because I don't like clubs because the music it be too loud.
Okay.
You can't even talk to somebody
Can't hear
in a club,
it.
and
Yeah.
vibrations mess with your body because your body is nothing but water. So that's why I said it's the music. So a bar, the music's not gonna be that loud. A lounge, the music's not gonna be that loud. A club, the music's gonna be loud. So this is probably why it affects you, how it
I mean,
affects you.
where I was
Because
at, it was, yeah. I mean, I get you.
yeah,
Um, yeah. I mean, personally, I don't mind the loud music. I really don't. When you got to be like, hey, that doesn't necessarily bother me because I'm just vibing out. I don't know, whatever.
but there's loud and then there's loud. There's a difference. Like it's a certain loudness, but if it's so loud, you can feel the vibrations and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
thought
that.
that's every place. I mean, that's concerts and they don't bother me. There's
Yeah.
been concerts where I'm like, I think my head is like gonna explode, but I've loved every moment of it. The Chris Brown concert, I was near the speaker and I was like, no, that's a lie. I wasn't. It wasn't for the Chris Brown concert. I went to Made in America. I was right near the speaker, and I was just like, I don't know if I can think straight, but I was having the best time. I don't know. I just
Because you wanted the experience.
oh, okay.
Next topic is, are women entitled or narcissists? I think so. You know,
You
and
think so for both, or you said or
either or. I think they either or. They could be entitled.
all women?
Which one you think you are? You think you're a
All
narcissist or
women?
you think you're entitled?
Neither one.
You don't think you're one?
No, because
You don't think you have narcissistic
no,
tendencies?
because if that was the interactions we've had, if I was narcissistic, you wouldn't have had those experiences with me.
I do have those experiences with you. I just had one like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I was narcissistic.
Yeah.
You know what narcissistic is?
You want to Google it?
You can. I am textbook the opposite. And I think it's very interesting and entitled of you to think that because I'm telling you you're wrong and that you should look at someone outside of yourself makes me narcissistic. That's the literal opposite of narcissism. Or maybe not the social media version, but the actual definition is different.
Yeah, you're right. You told the opposite. You're right. You don't fit the definition.
Thank you. Now, so all, but apparently, aside from me, all women do.
Yeah. Nah, not all. It says either
Oh,
or.
okay.
It's either or, one or the other.
Okay, why do you feel this way?
I don't feel this way. It's just a question. And
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
have so basically the
But you
talking
just said
points.
you wait. You just said you believe both. So how? So you
I
do
said
feel.
I said I said one or the other.
So you believe
Yeah,
one of the other. Yeah. So you feel that.
that's possible. I'm not say all, but some yes. Yes, some
Okay,
yes.
why do you feel that way?
Because I have my experiences with women. I
Mm-hmm.
meet a lot of women, and I feel that they either feel that they entitled to certain things from me, um, whether it's like love immediately or financial, something financial, or for themselves. Like they talk about themselves in a high regard, even though that they not in that high regard. if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is why I say that, you know, they either think they deserve this,
Mm-hmm.
or they feel like that you got no choice but to give them this, you know, because they who they are.
So, okay. So you feel that, so being entitled to love right away, explain that one. Expound on that for me.
Nah, like, say you meet say I has met women, and literally in like the first week, they like, I love you, I want to live with you, I want to have your baby, and like, I think they joking at first. I'm like, yeah, you crazy, isn't that? Then the next 2 days later, we're gonna try to have a baby. like
That's entitlement.
Yes, it's entitlement.
You want to look up that definition too?
Yeah. No, I don't want to look at the definition too.
Okay.
And I say entitled, like, not saying entitled. I'm not saying they're not entitled for me to have the baby. The baby part not entitled. Them thinking that they entitled to my affection and love immediately, you know, because like other guys probably gave them that same time of day, you know, that, but I'm not giving them that same time of day.
Are you having sex with these women?
Yes. Cut it out. That don't mean nothing.
You avoid accountability like it's
that don't mean nothing.
That is crazy.
That don't mean nothing at all, Lindsay.
The fact that you think that already says that you're the problem, but continue.
I'm the problem. If I just meet you and you've been in my house for a week, and next thing
why stay in your house for a week?
Because like usually these women, like this woman in particular, like I work with her, and I work probably like 5 blocks away. Like at Fordham University, I was working at Fordham University at the time, and she worked there too. So she would stay at my house and go to work from my house.
Why? Yeah. Why would you allow her to be in your house if you weren't giving her anything else?
Basically, I was doing that because, not to put her business out there, she claimed she was in an abusive relationship, and like, so she lived with a guy, and she claimed this guy was always beating her up and stuff like that. So
and you were having sex with her.
So I let her, you know, stay at the crib. I found out this after I already had sex with her. She didn't tell me this, and then I had sex with her. I was already having sex with her, and then I found out this, and then like there's times like I'd be in the bed with her, and he would call and stuff like that.
So you're trying to figure out why someone who was in an abusive relationship might have been that you were also having sex with might have been a little bit clingy. You're trying to you can't figure that one out.
I understand why she was clingy. I was a better man. I was the better man. And she wanted me to save her. She wanted me to save her.
Why is that entitled? What the?
She wanted me to save her. What?
Yo. That's not entitled. That's why I asked you if you wanted to look up the definition, because that's not entitlement. But someone wanting you to save them is a natural response to trauma. This is what it is. Does everyone have that exact same response? No. Do a lot of people have it, both men and women? Absolutely. I don't think that makes her entitled. I think that means that she needed some love. And what you did was you took what you could get, which was sex, because you could have not slept with her. You could have easily not slept with her. You had a choice in that. And because then an unhealed individual said, oh, wow, maybe this person cares about me because he's letting me stay with he's letting me stay with him. He's trying to help me out, and he gives me sex. Unless the sex was completely abusive and demeaning, that means that it probably was something that she enjoyed and made her feel like she was cared about. The fact that she expected that from you, and you're saying that she's that makes her entitled, says a lot about how you actually feel about women.
I can't trust that girl, and I didn't. I didn't. I'm saying, so this is why I didn't trust her. And like, yes, I'd let her stay with me and stuff like that, but in a sense of trusting her, like having sex unprotected, and like,
I didn't say you had to do that.
And she felt entitled. Like, stuff she used to say to me was like, "You weird that you like you want to have sex with me unprotected." She felt it's entitlement. She felt entitled to my body, like, and Like,
Oh, a man.
she felt entitled to my body. Like,
A man just said to me that a woman felt entitled to his body after you had already slept with her. You had already slept with her,
listen,
and she felt entitled.
protect it, protect it, protect it.
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, she just did. You know how many times I've been told, "Can I take the condom off?" You know how many times?
I'm
Because
not
y'all
saying
never like condoms.
I would never say that.
Okay, that's cute. What I'm saying is, do you know how many times your species does that? How many times? Oh my god. Okay, all right.
Yes, I understand. I understand guys saying they don't like condoms and stuff like
So
that. I understand.
so she felt entitled to your body. Oh my god, bring up the
Yes,
fucking
she did.
Bible.
Yes, she
Okay,
did.
okay, all right. So you know what I am hearing, and this is, and you can choose to keep this in or not. But I feel like we talk about enough, so might as well. I think it is very unfortunate that,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
listening.
I think that you have had, and I'm not saying it's your fault. Let me start by saying that I think you have had negative experiences with women. I think that maybe the first women that you encountered didn't protect you, didn't care about you in a certain way, and didn't show you certain things that exist out here. And now you have a disdain for them. And it's no different from women who have issues with men. Um, and it shows in the way that you explain things. And like I said, I don't think this is your fault, but I do feel that, and this is me not knowing anything about you, or sorry, as far as your childhood is concerned, I think that maybe the first interaction with women was not a safe one, and that sucks. And I don't know that you'll find someone that isn't like that unless you just kind of try to let that go. It's kind of like the same conversation you would have with a woman that hates all men. It's just like, I think maybe your first men didn't give a shit about you, and you've perpetuated this thing because you picked the wrong men over and over again. So yeah, if you had only bad experiences with women, that's how you're going to feel. And I don't know. I just feel like that, like I said, you can keep this in or not. Like, this isn't, I'm just throwing this in there as a person that cares about you on some level. I think that that's something that you need to delve into.
One, I don't hate women.
I didn't
Two,
say you hate them.
I did have bad experiences, but I also had good experience with women. But
They don't
I
overpower the
see,
bad
I
ones.
see I don't even go about my own experiences. Like you can go only about your experiences, like
Right,
and
right, right.
your female friends, stuff you see and stuff like that. And like we are in two different worlds, like two different
Absolutely.
worlds. And like even though like I don't hang out on no streets, I don't hang out on no blocks and nothing like
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't club. All I do is work most of the time. The people that gravitate towards me, like for example, I don't have no white friends. I have no
Mm-hmm.
white friends. I don't have no gay friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have gay friends at one point, but this is when situations where like shelters, a job where I work full time and I
Mm-hmm.
see the same people every single day,
Right,
and
right,
a
right.
gay person
You
works there,
form a
and we
friendship.
become
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, so stuff like that, and like, and even those people, like I can tell you about a guy that was mad cool, like flyest dude in the world. Like he was like a skateboarder type dude and all that. I
Mm-hmm.
found out he was gay, and I never knew that, you know, at one of these jobs, coolest dude in the world. But you probably got white friends, you know, male and you know, or had white friends at one point. I never did, never once. I never slept with a white girl. I never hung out at a bar and I'm the only black guy and there's five white people, me all cheering and
Mm-hmm.
never, like, so it's a different experience. You went to college, I didn't, you know,
Okay.
you know, you finished high school. I didn't. So like you probably went to school with the people from high school. You know, you probably still speak to your friends from your childhood, high school, college. I don't speak to nobody from my childhood at all. Like they might try to kill me if I go around them. That's my experience. I don't hate women. I just see the things that women do. Like I'll hang out with a woman, and let's say no, I found out she got a boyfriend. Right where I live at right now, the person downstairs from me is always cheating, and the person that live next door to me is always cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear their arguments all the time. You know, like literally every single day you hear their argument. You know, to like kids like don't not knowing who the father of the kid is, stuff like that. You know, so me seeing all this around me, you know, me also experiences. Like I said, I was talking to you about a woman I met over real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Text her a couple of times, I asked her a question, like is she free to meet with me, help me look for apartments, stuff like that. She never responded. You know, I left her alone. Me experiencing stuff like that, I don't take women too seriously. You know, how can I take you too seriously with every woman I meet do stuff like that? You know, I met a, like I told you on last episode, I told you I met a girl, we was cool, talking all the time, but every time we went to go meet, she didn't like, oh, my mother this, my daughter this, and she did that several times. You know, you know, more than three. You know, and I still gave her more chances. But I like, no, I was like, it's like December. It's like November, December when this happening. So I'm like, okay, New Year, I was never contact her again. For, on New Year's Eve, I text her, Happy New Year. Now she's like, oh, boo, hi, boo, I missed you, snap. I've been trying to call you. Like, and now she's ringing the phone. She called me like 8 times in like 2 minutes. Like, I mean, answer, she'll call back. Then answer, she'll call back. Then answer, she'll call back. And I could assume, I could be like, I could be toxic and assume that she did that every time she like canceled on me, she was with another guy. That guy was more important to me. And that guy probably did her wrong. She's like, oh, I had this good guy. Oh, he texted me. Let me get him, like, let me try to get him back and get back in his good graces. I could assume that and be toxic, you know, but it could have not been. Maybe she did have to do something for her mother. Maybe she did have to do something for her daughter, you know, but these are my experiences. So how can I take a woman seriously?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you just confirmed what I said. The reality is this, though. I think it's very interesting, though, that and it says, in fact, that that is the case because all the scenarios you mentioned are the exact same thing that men do, and it's just very interesting that you're saying I see all the things that women do, and I'm like, but you have never mentioned when all the like you've been friends with guys. I know you've seen some wild shit. I
Yeah,
know you have.
guys are toxic. Yeah.
But yeah, but you don't. But what I'm saying is you make it very clear where your stance is on women. You don't make it clear on men. It's like your stance should be where mine is. Everybody ain't shit, and I don't trust none of y'all until you prove to me otherwise. But it's like, oh, I hear women cheating. I'm sorry. I've heard the entire existence of women, men have been cheating. They've been told it's okay. They've been told, hey, it's not a real relationship unless you sleep around. It's not real unless you do this. Oh, and she's only a good one if she stays after you cheat. These are all things that we're taught and you're taught. So that's why I'm like, it's just, that's why I say, again, I exaggerate. I don't think you hate women. I think that you are a straight man who does not very much like them. And that is a thing. Unfortunately, that's a thing. You don't really like women. You're sexually attracted to them because you just said, how can I take this person? How can I take them seriously? I don't if I don't like you, that's how I feel about you. You say it without saying it. You think you're saying something different, but your actions and the way that you express in any of these conversations says exactly that. So you can say all day, someone can say all day that they're not a racist because they have a black friend. I'm like, I appreciate that you like that friend very much. That's great. I'm not racist because I have a black daughter. I'm sure you love your daughter. It doesn't mean that as a collective, you want to spend time with us, you support us, you actually look out for us, that you are really invested in this fight, that you understand the reason why we're in the position that we are, and the reason why we're having an issue getting out. So that's what I'm saying. You have female friends and you like to have sex with women, but you are not a huge fan. You are truly at this point that white person that says, I have black friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate black people. How could I hate black people? My daughter's black. Oh, I don't know, because every other thing that you say, it sounds to me like you're just not really a fan of us. And I'm not saying that you necessarily have to change, right? Like you've been getting through just fine, but I am saying it's just a pattern that I noticed, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, and I'll emphasize this, I don't think it's your fault. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying it's unfortunate that's where it is. And if you want to change the behavior, then maybe I will say something I'm realizing too, like as I get older, is that you know how when people are like I've had people in the past, I'm no longer friends with them. It's like maybe no, it was technically one person. We were friends. It was three of us. We were in college, and it was one girl who I fell out with her first, and then the other friend a couple years later did. And I said I should have known because every single friend that she's had, because my ex at the time knew her before. I was a freshman, and they were going into senior year, and so my ex knew her and her boyfriend since his freshman year, so he had a history with them. And he's like, "You're gonna be friends with her. I'm gonna tell you this: she's cool people's, but she don't have any of the same friends she had from freshman year. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks, Dave, for what you're saying. But I'm gonna take my experience because I can only go off of mine. Like you said, fast forward, we stopped being friends my junior year because she was just really toxic and had a lot of issues. And I was like, yo, I was telling the other friend, I was like, you need to watch her because she does not have one friend. And I said to her, it can't be everybody else. It can't be. Like in a world this vast, not everybody is the enemy. Sometimes it gotta be her. And next thing you know, a couple years later, they had a falling out. She was like, yo, you told me. I was like, yeah, well, you had to deal with yourself. You had to figure it out yourself. My point in that is, I don't think that everybody is their own problem, but I do feel like sometimes we do things and we attract certain things. And I'm not here to tell you what that is. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I'm not with you every single day. But there are certain things that we do sometimes that affects the people that come our way. You know what I mean? Like you can look at people and say what they're giving off to you. Like I'm not saying that is this deep, but predators, there's a lot of victims, sexual assault victims that say I have been getting molested since I was 14 and every single person I dealt with after that would do the same thing. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. And the reality is that predator is very good at spotting all the signs. Like these are nonverbal signs that you put off and they're like, that's the one. That's the one. Because the sexual predator has never come my way. I don't know why. I don't want him to, but it just never happened that way. So that being said, sometimes we give off certain things and it's not our fault and we attract certain bullcrap, or sometimes it's the company we keep or the environments that we're in. Maybe it's a difference of going to a bar in Midtown versus a bar in, around Nostrand. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random places, but that's what I'm saying. So I respect and hear where you're coming from. But sometimes at a certain point, you got to acknowledge the fact that, hey, maybe I'm picking different people and giving off a certain thing.
Because I give my opinions, they'll make me a person that hate women. And but you openly says you're afraid of men on the podcast. You openly said that you don't like kids. So can I assume that you hate men? Can I assume that you hate kids?
I keep saying that I didn't say you hate. Yeah. You don't
like that. It's not that. It's just I see the things women do. Women I date, women I don't date, women I got friends with. My best friend that you met, right? Yeah. Like she tell me about her relationships all the time. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff she be telling me, it's like, oh my God, but like I can't judge her on that because she's a good person. I can be like, oh, this girl, like stuff she doing is toxic. I'm not gonna be her friend no more because she's good to me. Like she bought me Uggs before. Like always hang out. Like she spends money. Like we go to the bar. Yeah. Like she pays. Like mostly every time I go around her, I don't pay for nothing. But like
she's cool people.
Like, but like the stuff she say during her relationships, the stuff she be doing to these men, it'd be like, oh my God, like. So I'm trying to say, like, I don't make me hate women. It's just that the stuff I hear from these women and stuff they do is,
and it makes crazy. You have a certain view towards them. Again, I stop saying hate. But it's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. They. What about all the stuff y'all do?
I know men do mess up things too, and
so why don't you talk about that all the time?
And I do talk about men too. I say talk about men too. Even earlier today, I
roll back all the tapes. You talk about men 2% of the time, and women about 82%.
Because this is about uncomfortable conversation, right? Mm-hmm. You're the only woman. You're the only woman. So my question is based around women. It's not that. I'm sure your question would be based around men.
No, women. My questions are usually based around everybody.
Mine too. I got schools up here. I got nature. Like right there. Like next question right here. I got like next topic. Let's go on this one right here. Okay. Or threesomes and trains bisexual in nature. So basically towards men. So basically, do you think men that do these acts with women are bisexual because it's bisexual nature? Or should be considered bisexual?
No, I think bisexual is when you want to have sexual relations with the same sex and opposite sex. Mm-hmm. Are they doing anything sexual with the same sex?
No. That's why these women that I got this from, basically it was on a podcast and these women was talking about it. It was only women. I think it was one man, but I think he wasn't talking that much. Mm-hmm. And they basically were saying that it's bisexual for men to do these things, And I think yes and no. Once I was sleeping with a girl and like I was curious. So as I was doing it with her, I put my hand in her butt and I could feel my penis from her butt, you know?
Okay.
So I'm like, so something like that, I think yes. I think something like that, double penetration, I think yes, that's bisexual in nature.
Why?
I'm not saying it's like I just told you why. Because I was having sex with a girl and I put my finger in and I could feel my penis from the outside of the skin,
Okay.
from her anus.
Is
So
that bisexual though?
I'm saying it bisexual because the position is in. I got some women believe so. These are the talking points. I feel only in some ways, such as the penetration, watching, and being watched. This would mean watching porn, swinging, open relationships, and passing around fit this bill. Bisexual in nature because if I could feel my finger like that, that means these two guys could feel, even though they're not noticing it, their penises basically on the outer layer of the skin is basically rubbing against each other.
Yeah.
Plus, their legs may be over one another. So, guy may be laying down, his leg may be up, on the thing. It's that's what I'm saying.
I think you got it. I think the reason why that question is yeah. You just like being gay, being bisexual is intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make you gay. Like I know this isn't the same situation,
mm-hmm.
but as an example, let's just say you have sex with someone that you believed was a woman. That doesn't make you gay.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you were deceived and that's what happened. It doesn't gay is intentional. I am actively attracted to the same sex. Bisexual is intentional. I am actively attracted to the same and opposite sex. So that being said, I don't think anything can be bisexual in nature. It's either you want to do this or you don't. So just because something tapped or something could be felt by another thing, I don't think that's bisexual because that would mean that you also want to have this interaction with this man alone. And if that's not the case, then no, you're not. You just had a threesome.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's why I actually put in the comments. I'm gonna start getting comments. I actually put that in the comments, and I was like, we're not actually looking at each other when we do stuff like that. Like, I'm like,
and even if you were, that doesn't
not,
make you gay or bisexual. You can look at a thing and not want it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I put maybe inside the thing, and maybe in some ways, because like even watching, like say like these girls we was talking about, I forget their names that got we doing the challenges, 101 men, 1,000 men in one night in 12 hours and stuff like that, and like you got three. You only got three holes, so you got the three holes. Maybe you got two hands, and then everybody else is just staring, and then like even like cockhole, like her husband, or say it's just for show, like just for like the views, like you sitting there watching a guy like just go at it with the girl, like like it's not like you looking at her butt the whole time. You're gonna see it same like I said, porn, same thing. If you watch porn, you're gonna see the guy penis, the woman's gonna see the girl vagina,
Yeah.
So it's like I'm saying, those gotta be included. Porn, swinging, so on.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. And I do know that there's some people that can only watch couple sex in porn. So yeah, I think I think it just keeps it very black and white. Not saying that that's always good, but for the sake of conversation like this, I think it keeps it black and white when you mention the intention behind it, because if that's the case, then anything you do that is remotely sexual to anybody perceiving it with the same sex, like, oh, you're gay. It's like, that's not how that works. Like, there's still people out there that think that a man hugging another man is gay. Yeah, and I'm like, damn, y'all can't even have hugs? That's crazy. That's why y'all so damn baby.
That means a father hug his son, he's gay, and his son is gay. That makes no sense.
Luckily, they cut the line off there. They do feel like, you can't tell your homeboy he looks good in a suit. And I'm like, damn, y'all can't get compliments? That's crazy. That is really sad.
I think it depends on how you say it,
Yeah, if you say anything sexual in a sexual way.
Yeah. I see people with suits on and be like, yo, you looking real dapper, man. Like, looking real sharp.
Somebody's gonna call you gay for that.
I had a male best friend. He was Puerto Rican, right? We was friends since he was kids. Like he was he was a loner. Basically, he stayed in the house. He was sheltered. He was always in the house. And then we became cool because he used to give me tops from the milk carton to make skelly tops. Okay. So that's how we became cool. Then when he went to junior high school, his parents asked me to take him to school with me, even though they hated me. So basically, we was hanging out one day, and we was at my cousin's house in Canarsie. We chilling. I had brown on. I had brown Timbs. I had a brown Rockwood. This was Rockwood, so it had to be like probably 99, 2000. I had a brown Rockwood hoodie on, and I had a brown Yankee hat on. Mm-hmm. He's like that brown go nice with your eyes. I said, what the fuck you said to me? He said, nothing. Yeah. And nothing like that ever happened again.
Yeah, he could have just meant it as a compliment.
Nah, that shit was wild. It's how you said it. He said that brown go nice with your eyes. So like, what the fuck? Nah, and like it bugged me out. It's a movie with Leon, and it's about being down low. And like in the movie, the line is, I like your eyes. It's always something with the eyes. That suit go nice with your eyes. So when he said it to me, he's just like, what the fuck you said to me? Because it took me back to that movie.
Yeah. I mean, hell, maybe he was coming on to you. He could have also just been giving you a compliment. I mean, I just feel really. It sucks that y'all can't be honest. I can say to my friend, you look gorgeous today. I just hope you know you look really pretty. Moving on.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Thank you so much. Like I guess telling a guy who is gorgeous might be a little weird just because y'all don't typically use that term anyway. But being like, yo, I mean, you look really good today. Any girl would be lucky to have
really handsome today. You look handsome today.
Yeah, you look handsome today. Like, what's wrong with telling I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying, like, what's wrong with telling a guy? That's why I feel like sometimes y'all just be so pent up and just angry. I'd be like, yo, love each other. Love each other.
Yeah. I think it's the way that it's said.
Like, that's perception. Like, I mean, everybody feels different. Like, I've been told that I'm a flirt, and I'm just like, how am I a flirt? And they're just like, and I was out with my grandma, my mom, and my cousin and her husband, who are like, they're both my cousins to me. Like, I love them to death. They're like siblings. And there was, when we went, I like to, when the waiter tells me their name, I use their name. I feel like it's a respect thing. So let's just say he's like, oh, my name is John. I said, okay, cool. Moving on. And I was asking for something. I'm like, oh, John, do you mind such and such and such? And then my cousin looked at me and said, Lindsay. I was like, what? John, can you give? I was like, that is not how that went. I did not do all of that. But I'm like really polite and friendly, and I'll use your name and I'll look you in the eye. To some people, that comes off as flirting. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, I think it's a respect thing. You look people in the eye, you address them with their name. But they said it was the way I did. I was just like, I don't know what way you're talking. They're like, you flipped your hair. I was like, cause it was in my way. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you, so that's my point where I'm just like, yeah, you're like, oh, it's the way you say it. I'm just like, that's perception because I did not want that man at all. Mm-hmm. I just really wanted my next drink. I'm like, oh, John, do you know when the next drink is coming? I'm like, John, do you know when the next drink? I was like, that is not how that happened. But anyway, that's my point. I'm like, people tell me that I'm a flirt. I'm just like, I'm respectful. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't, but then sometimes I get anxious because I'm just like, is this guy gonna follow me home because he thought I was flirting with him? Like, not him, but in a situation like in the street. And also I told you when it comes to catcalling, even though I don't feel that I should have to, I'm very polite back because I don't want any trouble. But I'm just like, was I too polite back? Because I really don't want him following me. Like, I hope you know that was me trying to protect myself and not me saying I want you to enter these panties. Like, I just need to know. So anyway, all that to say, I just thought that was a funny anecdote where it's just like, yeah, no, it's perception is crazy because according to my cousins, I wanted John.
Yeah. That's a real thing though. You hear stories like that all the time. A girl to say hi to somebody and they get stalked, and they don't know why they being stalked or who the stalker is, and they find out it was because the guy fixed their printer one day and they said hi to them.
Yo, I'm like, and then here's the thing: y'all always talking about how we look angry, not you specifically, but it's like, yo, why don't you smile? Why don't you smile? I feel like I have a resting bitch face, but I've been told that my resting bitch face is not very bitchy. I don't know. Whatever. Everybody's different. Everybody perceives things differently, which is the point. But they'll, you know, people say smile, and I'm like, okay, so we smile, and now you think that I want to have sex with you. I'm like, that took a turn. I don't want your number. I don't want any of that. Me, it's just, I don't. It's just very interesting trying to navigate the waters of society. But yeah, so like you say, you like it's the way you say it. I'm just like, that's perception, you know, because he could have said, I could have watched him say it and be like, there was nothing gay about that, just so you know. You sure? Because he batted his eyes. I think he was blinking. Like, you know what I mean? It just be stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What I hate about most about situations like that, like I knew a girl once, right? That we not cool no more. So basically, remember how when we first met, the rules were set down strictly, set. You know, same thing happened with me and her. Rules set, right? So I took her out one day. It was like all of us. We all went out, and she wanted to twerk with me and all that. I'm like, nah, you know that. So she wanted to twerk with me. She wanted to twerk with me. I'm like, nah, nah. So she basically like, so now she comes, she sit next to me. Now she want to have another conversation. It's like, look, this and that. I don't want to be weird between us, this and that, this and that. I'm like, nah, it's not weird. I said, but like, we already talked about this. Like, I don't want you twerking on me. Like it's sexual. Like I'm not taking you home later after this. You know, you know. It's like, yo, I was like, I want to have fun. I want to dance. I want to dance on one of these dudes. I don't know these people. I want to dance on you because I know you. I'd rather stick around you. You know that. So I'm like, I fine, I respect it. So I dance well. You know. So now we leaving. She says to me, why you never took me to your place? You know. And I'm like, you never asked me. Like, and I wasn't, you know, going to push it. Like, I wasn't going to do that. So, and I actually told you about this girl before. I told you I took her to Jersey one day, you know, because it's like 3:00 in the morning. Actually, this is the same night. This is actually the same night. You know, but I guess she didn't want to go home. She's like, yo, why you don't take me to your place? Like, we never asked. So we go to Jersey, you know, that I take her to the bus stop. It's like 3:00 in the morning. I goes back. That girl never let that shit go. She swore to God, I liked her, this and that. It was weird that I took her all the way home. It was 3:00 in the morning. You was drinking. Like I could have just like, and also, if you know the PATH train, after a certain time, it stops and you only can go from 34th Street.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like, so we came from 34th Street. And it's like, I said, look, I said, the train is not gonna go. I said, the train's gonna, you have to get off the train, you have to take the thing, you have to get off and get on another train, and that's gonna take you to Newark. It's not. I said, it's not gonna take you straight through like on the World Trade Center, you know that. So I showed her the way and I took her, you know, ride with her and all that. Like, never did nothing, didn't touch her, didn't flirt with her, like none of that. Down the train, snap, paid her way, all that, you know, and then like she would not let this thing go, let this go. And then like we had it was another outing. It was another outing, everybody was going and all that. And like she didn't have a bed. She didn't have a bed. I think she lived with somebody, a dude or her brother. I don't know, a friend. She lived with somebody. She didn't have a bed. She's like, I wish I could sleep on a bed. I said, look, I'm like, we going out. And also she was like, she wanted to hang out with us on, it was like a Tuesday. She wanted to hang out with us, but she didn't want to go. She's like, she got to travel back home. Like, she don't want to do that. So I'm like, look, we gonna get you an Airbnb. You can stay there by yourself. Nobody's gonna go there. It's your Airbnb. You stay there. And like, I said, after you leave, just let me know when you leave, and then I will use it. This and that. Told her simple like that. You know, she didn't show up. She didn't show up at all. And I also brought another girl, and I told her that too. I said, look, I'm bringing another girl too. I said, so like from what happened last time, you might feel weird and like that. I said, but you can't touch me. I said, this girl is very protective. If you touch me, she gonna flip out. And I said, so like you can't touch me, can't dance with me, like you like don't look at me. I like stay like, you know, keep your distance. You know, like, and like she didn't show up to the day. The girl came, we had fun, and my cousin was proof of that because that girl was flipping out because we talked to girls at the bar, like girls I actually knew, like, yeah, what's up, hi, yeah, give him a hug. We hug that bitch, this and that. My cousin like, oh shit, like you was serious about that? I'm like, yeah, I told you, like this girl very protective of me, you know, like she don't want me to talk to no females. Now I can't even look at a girl around this girl, you know, and it became a big thing. Like even that, like it'd be like I said, like I ended up using the Airbnb with that girl, and I'm using the Airbnb with that girl, but like it was this weird situation. Like we set the ground rules.
Yeah.
You wanted to dance, and like it's like every day was on me. Like you asked about the Airbnb. You went with me to Jersey. You asked me to come to my house. You asked me why I didn't invite you to my house. you asked to twerk with me after I told you I was uncomfortable and I didn't want to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, like, how can you be like, I did this and you was doing this, you know? And that's
Mm-hmm.
my point.
You know, she I think she just set her eyes on you and wanted to do that regardless. In that case, I would say what you should have done was just cut all ties with her before it
Yeah.
even got that far. But I mean, hey, we live and we learn. Like when I will say in a situation, if the roles were switched and it were me, and I told you that I'm uncomfortable and you're still doing this thing, I'd be like, no, we don't need to ever hang out again. I'm not going to continue to put myself in a situation where I had to like beg you for boundaries, and then I'm not going to help you get home. I'm not doing any of that because all that does is perpetuate the exact opposite. It's like saying I don't want to sleep with you, but then you sleep with a person.
Mm.
Or it's like telling a kid, no, you can't have that, but then you give it. You can't have that if you're bad, and then they're bad, and you give it to them. Like people are still like kids in a lot of ways. If you wouldn't, is that you know what I mean? So that being said, I'm just like, yeah, you should have cut that off that night and been like, you know what, you don't respect my boundaries. This isn't it. And then she might have actually been like, oh crap, he's serious. Let me stop. Or she would have been like, or she would have just kept trying to do it. In which case, then that's assault. I feel.
Yeah.
Like you start dancing on me, and I said,
Ah.
I'm at a point now. I know this is kind of off on a tangent, but I'm at a point now because did you know that people our age and older still send unsolicited dick pics? Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I thought that was high school. I didn't know that grown men were still doing that. That being said, my friend got one from someone who was 45. And I was like, see, I told you to stop messing with old men anyway. And then it was somebody else who was close to our age. And then I told her, I was like, please, please, just for me, if you love me, the next time that happens, you don't even have to do it. Just give me your phone so I can tell them that I'll be sending it to the police because that's sexual harassment. Just to make them freak out. Now, technically, it is sexual harassment. I could do that. But I'm just like, just to make them sweat, because I'm going to need you at that ripe ass age of 40 or close to it to know that unsolicited penis pics are not okay. And they are very offensive. So just to have the guy on the other end just being like, oh shit, I just need you to think about it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that is setting a boundary, hopefully for the next girl. Like, don't do that because now I have your picture and you know, I could call the police and you could get in trouble for that. You could get a sexual assault case for that. Stop playing games.
Yeah, they still do it. What kind of conversation your friend was having with him to make him do that though?
Victim blaming. Yeah, no.
I did not say that. I did not victim blame. I'm just asking, like, what made him?
You said what made him do that? Because she must have done that, right?
No. I'm saying like maybe she said something that made him give an idea, like, but maybe
anything
like,
other. Let me put it this way: anything other than send me a picture is unsolicited. Just so you know.
No, I understand that, but I want to know how the conversation led to him sending that. Like,
I don't know, but the reality is, it don't have. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait, I didn't know y'all still did this. The ones I've gotten in the past, I didn't ask for them. I was so traumatized that I met a guy. This was like I was like 24, maybe. I went out to the club, met a guy. We were texting back and forth, and he said something to which I'm like, let me protect myself right now. I said, do not send me any unsolicited pictures of your penis. He said, "Hold, like really, like that? What? That's the first thing you say?" I said, "You don't understand." Yes, that is now the first thing that I say. Please do not. But I was in my early 20s at the time. I just thought at a certain age people just stop that. But now that I know from her experience, I'm like, oh, we're still doing that. So yeah, but it was a situation where I think he said something about a pic, and I said, no. I said, I'm not sending you a pic, and I don't want any of your parts. He was like, really? I meant a regular pic. I was like, I just wanted to let you know so that way no one gets confused because I do not want to see you. And yeah, also, I don't know why y'all think they're cute. They're not cute. It's just like, I don't, rainbows are pretty. You know what I mean? If you want to send me a picture of a rainbow, that is great. You want to send me a picture of a puppy? Awesome. Your private parts, they're private for a reason.
See, you just gave me context on what your statement was. You said he asked for a pic. You know, so
Mhm.
picture was a topic. So you already made it like, no, don't send me no picture
Yeah,
like
you
that.
know, that's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, how did her conversation go? Was they talking?
Yeah,
Did the
I
size of
don't
him come
know,
up?
but knowing my friend, considering she had just met him, she wouldn't have been asking that. Like, we're
So
grown
she wouldn't
ass
be like,
women.
how big are you or nothing like that?
No, no, no. And even
uh,
still, asking that question doesn't require. It's still unsolicited.
yeah. I don't know. It's still in the system list, but it
Oh,
would make
okay.
sense why he sent it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know
No,
what
no,
I'm saying?
no. She said it was no
Yeah.
type of conversation. She said it was regular. She said, because I didn't even know if I wanted to talk to this old ass
Yeah.
man. And I'm just like, I
Oh,
hear
yeah.
you.
So yeah, so he was just bugging out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she said the other guy was closer to our age. And I'm just like, why are
Mm.
you so comfortable with your private pieces being in pictures in people's phones?
But Lizzie, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
How do you feel knowing that 9 out of 10 your pictures got masturbated off of?
I don't care.
You okay? But you know, 9 out of 10, most women on Instagram get the pictures and their videos getting masturbated off.
As long as you're not touching me and I don't have to know about it, what you do is what you do, my brother.
But they have your picture of the thing and you see a video on the
Whatever you
thing
do is what
and
you do,
drop
my brother.
it.
It's none of my business.
I just see mad videos like that, like celebrities that be like Beyonce picture printed out
Yeah.
and they jerking off on the picture.
It's just one. Here's the thing. I get why it would make someone uncomfortable. I totally do. That's why I'm like, I don't need to know about it. But I just feel like, whatever. Don't you know by now? I don't give a crap about most things. I'd be like, do you? As long as you're not hurting me, what you do in your bedroom, with or without my picture, it's totally your business. And I'm not going to kink shame. I'm not going to shame you.
Women, it's okay if y'all go to my Instagram and masturbate off my pictures, okay? I'll give y'all full permission, okay? All right? No copyright.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, so I see you don't care. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they could masturbate all they want off my picture. I'm sexy.
But you'll never know about it.
They could tell me, you know, they could tell me. They can send me the video. We good.
I don't want none of that. It's just what you do is what you do, and we can just leave it there.
Women in the sex industry only count the men who didn't pay as their body count. Mm-hmm. So basically, like porn stars are saying like because they get paid to
pay for it. It's work.
Yeah,
if they got paid for it, it doesn't count because it was work.
Yeah, and like so, really, their body count is only 5 or 10 because they only slept with 10 people that didn't pay for it. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, was that the end?
Yeah, that's it. What's your opinion?
That's what you want to do. That's what you want. I mean, I personally would count them all personally, but I understand when you're saying like, I got paid for this. This isn't. It's not. I didn't really have. I know it's hard because like sex is so like finite. Like once you have it, you had it. So I understand like, I guess you would say morally where there would be an issue, but I feel like with anything that you do, like let's just say you're an artist, if you got paid for it, to me that wasn't I wouldn't count that as a part of your collection, if that makes sense. So I get it. I wouldn't, or at least that's how I feel now, not as a sex worker. I don't know, maybe my mind would change if I was suddenly a sex worker. But yeah, in this current state of non-sex work, I would count it, but I respect them not counting it because if it's work.
Yeah, but like you said, it's finite because that guy could count you. That guy could say, "I had sex with you." Yes, you got paid. You're not getting paid by the guy. You're getting paid by the company. Like it's a company
By
pay.
the what?
They're getting paid by a company. You know, and like then you got these other girls saying like on TikTok where it don't count no more if it's like past 10 years because they got more experience. They look different. They body different. They may have had to gain weight. They may have got skinny. So they're saying you didn't hit this, you hit that back then. But it counts. Like even
I think what counts is what you count. Like maybe this is a really free way of looking at it, but I'm just like, if that, first of all, your body count at a certain age does not matter. If you're a grown man asking me how many people I slept with, you're a clown for that. Like, that's really weird to me. Because why do you care? At this age, I am turning 31 years old. I've slept with more than one person for a fact, for sure. Could have been 100, could have been 12, could have been 5. Could have been 2. Doesn't really matter. Like I just feel like that's clown ass activity. How many people you sleep with? Because I don't ask a guy how many women he slept with. I don't care. I might ask how many diseases do you have. That's the number I care about, and I'm hoping the number is 0. But other than that, I do not. I do not. Why does that even matter? What does that change? Now I will say though, I need the number to at least, for me, to be 1, preferably 2, because I'm not at this age sleeping with a virgin. Personally, that's not what I want to do. That is beautiful if you do. I don't. I think. But yeah, I prefer you to have experience with more than one person. But if it was 1 and it was 10 years, okay, fine, okay.
I can understand that. You don't want to be their first bad experience. I understand. I told you about my first time I ever had.
How old? Never mind. That's personal.
I told you I was like 16, 17. She was like 20, 21.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a rape situation.
Statutory.
Okay. Yeah. All right. No, I have something for you. All right. So it kind of goes into what we were talking about like one conversation ago. You know how people say, I'm too old for this. What at this current state do you feel you were just too old for? Like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm too old for this.
Fighting.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good one. I was going to say there's no right or wrong answer, but that was actually a really good one. So, like, you just feel like, so what was the cutoff for that? Like 30, 28? Like, what?
Probably like 25.
Oh, good. Okay. Because what made you come to that conclusion? Like, just the risk that it comes with?
I had my daughter around that time. Yeah, I did have my daughter and my son at the time.
Okay.
But anyways, I had a couple of fights around then, and they did end pretty well. Like, one person I thought was gonna actually die because they laid on the floor for like 8 hours. They wouldn't move, and all that. They wouldn't let me call the ambulance for them or nothing like that. And I really thought they was gonna die. And then another fight I had, I hit the person so hard, like I think I broke his nose. I broke one person's jaw. And I just felt
real.
I felt like I was going to unalive somebody and end up in jail. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna stop hitting people.
No, that was smart. That's called growth. I respect it. I wish more people thought that way. Because you really do have people out here 40, 50 getting in fights, and I'm just like, why are we doing this? Do we not know? We say we're so evolved, we're better than all the other animals because we can speak. And I'm just like, well, we don't talk. We just immediately start fighting like a bunch of tigers in the jungle. But yeah, okay, I respect it. Anything else?
Yeah, that's basically it. But like, but put like how you were saying just now about growth and all that. Like, I seen a video once, and this is when I was looking for videos for reaction channels. Yeah. And it was 2 young girls. 2 young girls. They had to be no more than like probably 14, 16. And the girl was instigating the fight. The other girl didn't want to fight. And I think the girl that was starting the fight popped off. They started tussling, this and that. The girl that's instigating the fight, they say, her neck was going one way, her body was going another way, and she was not moving. Isn't that? So it's either 2 things happened to that girl. She either died right there, unalive right there, or she was permanently paralyzed right there. And that's what I mean about hitting people. Like, you never know you're gonna hit somebody and something like that happen. Like, and like I said, she started the fight, and look at her now.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. No, I don't like that. I never was a fan of fighting. Like, it freaks me out. Like on television, it's fine, but like if I ever actually walk by, you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm like, I don't care. So I got off my train, and I saw 2 people fighting. Or I guess that's technically a lie. You tell me. I saw one person standing over someone else holding their hair. It's like, were they technically fighting, or was it? I don't know. But either way, there was an altercation, and there were people watching. So, I don't like fights, and I feel like they always lead to something way worse. So I didn't bring any attention to myself. Here's the thing: I also don't stand around fights because anything can happen, especially like those types of crowds of people. I was like, somebody could be coming with something, not for me. So I kept walking, minding my business. Went up the block to my house, and then on the walk though, once I was far enough away from everybody, I called 911. I was like, "There's a fight on the corner of this street and that street." They were asking all these questions. That was my first time calling 911, and they had all these questions. I was like, I don't know. I kept walking. What, you want me to go back? But anyway, they were like, what did they look like? What color were they? Was it a man or a woman? I was like, I glanced, saw the fighting stance, and saw that there was a lot going on, heard a lot of shit talking, and said, this isn't for me, but someone should break this up. So anyway, now we'll say NYPD called me hours later and said, hey, we're at the scene. I said, they're dead now. Like, I don't, like, what do you, but anyway, the whole point is, I was just like, no. And I will say this, I think people don't acknowledge, a lot of the time people don't really want to fight. I think people, even sometimes the people that initiate it, I don't feel like in their heart of hearts they genuinely want to. A lot of the time they feel like they have to defend themselves or they'll look stupid otherwise or whatever it is. I think that a lot of people do not want to put themselves, not all, I won't even say most, but a lot of people in fights did not want to fight. So sometimes you're like, yo, please, can somebody break this up? Like my mom, she lives behind the street of the elementary school I went to, and there's a huge area of grass in front of my house. So people come there, like kids will come there to like fight, not all the time, but it's like the perfect space. And then I was like, nah, you got to stop that though, because these kids are crazy. She would go outside and break up the fight. You're not fighting. And then because she's older, she's like, people aren't gonna, it's different from me going out there, because they'd be like, bitch, we're gonna fight you too. But my mom is older, so she's thinking they won't do that. And I was like, these kids are crazy. I'm sorry, you gotta just call the police or let them fight it out, but you gotta protect yourself. But she's like, these kids don't want to fight each other. I was like, I hear you, but I know. And she's like, and I get it. She's like, whoever was told that they need to fight probably was so relieved, like, thank God somebody broke it up. Because, somebody tells you need to fight, you can't say no. Or at least you feel you can't say no. But it helps if if the teacher comes by or somebody else and breaks it up, and it's like, oh, that's how I feel like on Love and Hip Hop and stuff. I'm like, y'all don't really want to fight. Security's going to break you up. So anyway, that being said, I called the police, and I don't know what the hell actually happened. Had nothing to do with me, but I wanted to do my part. And I'm like, if I can prevent somebody from being permanently injured or dead or whatever it is, then that's the part that I'm going to play. But I'm going to do it by not putting myself in danger and being like, 911, yeah, they fighting out here. Like, that didn't make any sense either. Because then they're going to be like, oh, so you called it. Then I get my ass whooped, and I'm not fighting you. So that was that.
Yeah. Since I'm like grew up in the streets, I'm not supposed to call the police, but I do call police, and like, but not for no situation like similar to that. Yeah. But like at times where I was like, when I was living in Queens a couple months ago, I seen a woman arguing with not arguing with a guy. She basically was crying, and he was trying to get her in the car. Okay. I don't know if they was boyfriend or girlfriend, but right. He was trying to get her in the car, and she not trying to get in the car. Like, so I called police. And I gave him a license plate number and all that. And once he see me give me the call, he convinced her to get in the car and that. And I had to tell the cops. I was still on the phone with the police at this time. So I had to tell him, like, she got in the car. Did she get in the car willingly? Yes. Technically, I said, but I don't know if she's still in distress. But she got inside the car. And then for example, the other day I got off work. Actually, this was New Year's. This is actually New Year's Eve. So I got off the boat. I'm walking to the train, and I see a girl, like she's attacking this guy, like attacking him, biting him, hitting him, this and that. So I'm like, yo, dude, chill, like chill. Like I'm like, he's like, yo, that's my girl, man, that's my girl. I said, yo, leave her alone, man. He's like, I can't have my girl walking around Manhattan by herself, man. I said, yeah, man. I said, but there's cops out here. If they see this, man, you going to jail. She's not gonna go to jail. You gonna go to jail. So that I'm like, you gotta chill, man. I'm like, you best bet you do. If that's your girl, man, just call Uber and get an Uber. Take her home, man. Like I can't keep doing this. Like, and so that kept doing that. She in the middle of the street now. It's that I just walked away. And like, I said, look, I'm worried about her, but I'm more worried about you, man. I said, you gotta protect yourself, man. I said, you messing around like with this girl, you're gonna go to jail. I gave him that, and I walked away.
Yeah. I feel like we all got to do our part in some way, right? Like, I feel like it's too much of that every man for himself out here right now, and that's why we, like earlier you said, you feel like this woke agenda is ruining the world. I was like, I feel like what's ruining the world is everybody just being like, it's about me, it's about me and mine. There was a point in time where we were all worried about each other. Like, someone's getting hurt, let me call the police. Someone might get scammed, let me tell them to watch out for this person. Like, oh, hey, I spilled something in the elevator. Let me go clean it up so that way no one falls over it or ruins maybe their first new pair of shoes and it's their only pair. because they stepped in some coke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's the little things that, or let me not leave my trash outside of the trash chute and put it in the trash chute because there's apartment units that share a wall with the trash room, and now they're gonna have rodents. I just feel like it's little things that we can do as people that don't take anything out of your life to help others, and it's not enough of that anymore. And that's what makes me really scared for this world, because yeah, you don't have older women, older ladies coming outside to break up fights anymore. You know what I mean? You had, yeah, but it wouldn't be. I mean, I don't think this would have been the case, but you know, if you got to stay inside and not call the police, the reality is that could be the reason why one of those kids doesn't make it home. You know, because you were thinking about, well, I don't want to do, there's other subtle ways. Like, I wasn't going to put myself in danger when I saw that fight, but I'm like, but I will make it to the end of the block and then call the police. Now, what the police did or didn't do is not up to me, but my conscience is clear.
Yeah, but even grown men are scared. Like, I watched a podcast. It's a reaction channel actually. Dre Will, something like that. OG Dre Will, something like that. And he say all the time. He live in New Orleans. He live in New Orleans, and he say all the time, like, I'm scared of these young dudes. Like, he said, if I go to the gas station and I see a bunch of young dudes standing there, he said, I'm going to another gas station.
No.
I'm not getting out this car. He said, I'm going to another gas station.
I get it. No, I told, because they crazy. They don't care. It's like they have nothing to lose. And I'm just like, how'd you come out the womb with nothing to lose? It's crazy. But back to your original question, things that I don't have time for, or that I'm too old for. I'm too old for people. Like, let's just say I'm talking to somebody. Do not make me feel like I got to initiate conversations with you, or I got to run the conversation. And do not make me feel like I have to play games in order to make you think that I'm not busy or this and that. I'm a person that usually has my phone in my hand. So if you message me, unless something's going on or I can't get my attention to it, I'm gonna just open the text and answer. Oh, she answered too fast. I'm sorry. If I sit the phone down and act like I didn't see it, you're gonna get a response. Because once you, or at least I haven't figured it out. Maybe Samsung can do it, but on the iPhone, once you open it. Like, or maybe you can mark it as unread. Maybe you can. I have to check that. It could just be me not knowing what I'm doing. But I'm like, once I open it, there's no reason as to why I need to go back. If I see a number and says you have an unopened message, I'll answer it. But I just feel like it's real childish. Like, that's real, like, high school or college. I am grown. If I see a message come in, I'm answering the message. If that was too fast for you, I'm so sorry, but it's either too fast or you're gonna hear from me next week, because I'm like, oh crap, because I've done that before. I'll read it and be like, oh, I'm gonna answer that, and next thing you know, I'm like, like, you know what I mean? So there's that. So I don't have time for that. We're too old for that. It's not that. If you want to play games like, oh, well, I need you to seem uninterested, but be interested. I'm like, how old are we? Like, I'm not doing this with you. What else? I'm too old for people to be beating around the bush. I don't care what situation it is. I'll use dating as an example. If you just want to have sex, can you please say that? Like, it's totally fine. I'm not upset. Like, just please but do not have me actually care, ask you how your day was, or be a nice human being if you're just like, I really just want to fuck. And it's just like, oh, well, you could have just said that. That's fine. Now you're wasting my time. Like, you know what I mean? What else? Like, oh, I was thinking that, like, even if you take dating out of it, like, even friends, if you don't want to do a thing or you want to do a thing, can you just ask me? Like, I had my friend recently ask me, like, can we go on a friend date to see that Keke Palmer and SZA movie? Absolutely. She didn't say, you busy? You busy this day? Like, just ask me the question. Just ask me the question. I don't have time because then I'm like, should I say I'm busy? I don't know what she's about to ask me to do. So, she's like, I miss you. Let's go out. Let's go have a friend date. Boom, done. Cool. So yeah, I just don't like to have my time wasted, and I don't like to have to figure out what you might do in order for me to consider what I'm gonna do. It's just a really weird situation that I don't. It's like my way of setting boundaries. Just say what it is so that way I can say yes or no. That makes sense?
Yes, I totally agree with everything you said about the wasting time part and stuff like that. Do you use dating apps?
No.
Okay, none at all. Okay, on dating apps, right? Profiles. A lot of these profiles have Like, if you just want sex, don't write me. You know, straight left. You know,
Yeah.
so
I respect it.
and stuff like that. So,
Right.
but if a guy was to do that, that's probably why. Like I said, I won't tell women I got kids. You know, I refuse to do that now. Tell women I have a kid. You know, because women, that's you tell women you had a kid, they don't want to mess with you now because they know you got a kid. But you may really like this woman, you make this woman attractive, may to date this woman, but
Yeah. So you
it won't happen.
like to bait and switch. Got you.
Nah, no bacon switch. This woman probably would never meet my kids anyway. It always depends on how it is. Like I told you, only 2 women ever met my kids, and one of my kids 18 right now. So taking you idea, like I'm very very picky who's gonna go around my kids. So if you're special enough, you get to go. If you're not special, you don't need to know. I even got them. You know that makes sense, right?
No, but to each his own.
How does that make sense?
I ask you this before I answer the question. On the same app, when you don't mention your kids, do you say you only want sex?
No, I never tell a woman I only want sex.
Okay, so I feel like that's a lack of transparency, and that's literally what I just said. I don't like. Just be transparent. If you have kids, stand on that shit. You stood on it enough to have them. So just say I have kids and give me the choice. I don't want to. I don't because think of it this way. The reality is, although you may be saying, like, I didn't say this is you, but let's say hypothetically, you're like, I'm not going to say I have kids, but I only want to have sex and that's it. You can't actually determine, like, the world and people, like, the world is very surprising. You might be like, damn, I actually really, really like her. And now you risk her being like, yo, you're a liar. So now I'm really not, because eventually, if you really like her and want to date her, she's going to find out you have kids. And then she's going to be like, you're a liar and I can't trust you. So no, and why would you hide your kids and all these things? And now you just messed it up anyway. So that's why I'm like, yo, just say what it is at the front. Cause then I don't even care if I'm just having sex with you. I'm gonna feel deceived. No, like I feel like that's the form of it's a term for it. But I'm just like, no, that's disgusting. Like why would you lie about you? It's like lying about the fact that you're married or lying about the fact that you have somebody else that you're messing with. Just say it. You don't gotta give me her address. I don't even need the girl's name. It's just like, yeah, no, you're not the only person I'll sleep with. Okay, cool. And if the person, I'm just like, yo, a lot of the time, women and people will still mess with you after you do that. There's a lot of guys out there that I could say, I'm actually talking to this other guy, and he'd be like, he ain't here. Okay, oh, cool. Now we know. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like there are people, you indirectly put people in danger when you don't tell the truth. Because this may not be your situation, but you have kids, meaning you have a baby mama. I don't know your current situation. So I go to your house to sleep with you, and I didn't realize that you lied to your baby mama and said, oh no, I gotta work. Now she's coming busting down the door saying, who is this bitch? And now she wants to kill me. I'm sending y'all both to prison. Don't put me in danger because you wanted some quick ass. Like it's not that deep. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can really mess up, or no, I have this girl that I'm dating, but like we not together. Tell me that, because then I can say, you know what, I'm here and I understand that there's somebody that believes they're dating you, and I could be like, okay, well, she might pop up. I can keep my head on a swivel. If I think that you have nobody, there's nothing going on, then I can at least let my guard down. But when somebody comes banging on the door with her homeboy or her homegirls. And when people are upset, they don't ask questions. They just attack.
Yeah.
Don't let it be me. I am to the fullest ability. I'm gonna see your ass in prison if you do something to me like that. I don't care. You're going to prison. Do you want to press charges? All the charges. What can we pull up to make? Because I need you to learn that shit is not cool. So even if it's for your safety, I don't care who it is. You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be in Gen Pop somewhere because you played me.
Yeah.
So protect yourself at all times.
Yeah. So like I won't basically like lie. I won't be like I don't have kids. I just won't mention it.
That's a lie.
If it asks, if it's supposed to ask, I would tell them, I got kids. But I may see something sarcastic, like, huh? Yeah, they'll play around, basically saying yes, but in a joking way. But like, yeah, I'll do stuff like that. And as for one night stands, like, I don't intentionally have one night stands. Like, if I approach a woman, I like them for a reason, and this is why I want to be around them. But like, I ended up having one night stands because that's the woman intention, or I wasn't what they expected. Maybe the sex wasn't good enough, or maybe I was boring, or so on. And like, and I also do dates. So like, so I won't just like tell a girl to come to my house. Like I know a dude that got a very high body count, but all the girls come to his house. He don't do no dates. He don't take them out to eat. He may meet them at the bar or something like that, because he go to bars, you know. So he may be at the bar, come over here, this and that, or he may be at the bar, meet the girl, and take her to the house. But he refused to go Applebee's anywhere and take her on a proper date, you know that.
Yeah.
But he also got no preference. So fat women, skinny women, ugly women, dirty women, stink women, like it all, like all and above. So he got a high body count, but he sleep with any woman. Like he got no preference. I got a preference. If you don't look a certain way, I'm not touching you. If you don't act a certain way, I'm not touching you. And then if you act a certain way and then you get around me and I realize you're not really that person, I'm gonna leave you alone. And that's my life.
It all has standards. But it seems to me he's fine, so I guess he don't need standards. And that is, although we listen and we judge, right? I'm judging, but at the same time, just like, do you, sir?
Let's do something on a good note. 5 laws everyone follows. You ever looked at those before? 5 laws of the universe?
No.
Okay. So you got Murphy's Law. The more you fear something happening.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you know these?
Yeah, I know Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will.
Yeah.
Right.
The more you fear something happening, the more likely it will occur. Kidlin's Law. If you write a problem down clearly and specifically, you have solved half of it. Gilbert's Law. When you take on a task, finding the best way to achieve the desired result is always your responsibility. Wilson's Law. If you prioritize knowledge and intelligence, money will continue to come. Franklin's Law. If you don't have to make a decision about something, then don't decide.
How do I feel about them?
Yeah, what you think about those? And do you think it's accurate to be called a law of the universe? Everybody following?
I'm reading them. I'm literally looking at them.
Yeah, like I say in your case, no, because you fear men and you never really had it. Like you said, you never been tried to be assaulted or nothing like that. No man ever put their hands on you. So, so Murphy's Law don't really follow you. But you may have other things that you may have thought about something bad going to happen, and that actually happened. It happens to me a lot. That's why I don't think about bad things.
Something about me is I believe in science and everything at the same time, but then I'm also really selective. So I don't think that these are wrong. Start by saying that. But I do not think that they're a law of the universe. And I feel like to call something a law of the universe would mean that we would have to be omniscient and know everything, and none of us do. So I always say, like, the world is very vast. A lot there, like it's impossible to say this is how it goes or this is usually how it goes. Like we were talking earlier, we can speak from our experience, but we're two people and we have had drastically different experiences, you know? So the law, like I can't think of a time where like in like reality, I thought of something bad and it happened. But I will say this, the reason why I think that might be the case is because oftentimes when you think of something bad, you don't just, how about this? You don't just wake up on a Tuesday and say the world is going to implode. That's random. That's random. There's no reason to think that, and it's most likely not going to happen. But let's just say you had a bad day the day before, and you just didn't sleep well. When you wake up and you say this is going to be a bad day, I feel like that's because you had some indication based off of, or you had an inkling that it would be the case because of how you feel already. So I feel like sometimes the stuff we think about is already actually the case. So when it evolves into it, or it comes into fruition, we're just like, see, I knew it. And it's just like, yeah, but I feel like that was common sense. Like when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, the rest of the day doesn't go well. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like that law is like, I guess. If you prioritize knowledge and intelligence, money will come. I disagree with that one. There's a lot of people, a lot of very, very intelligent people out there, and they will never make a certain amount of money. It's just life. There's a lot of really dumb people that will make a lot of money. So there's that. If you don't have to make a decision about something, then don't decide. What do you mean? What,
That's the law. I didn't write that. That's
okay,
just,
right. No, you're right. My bad. Well, what do you? I guess I would need more context for that because I'm like, you don't have to, as in like, you don't have to decide today, or I don't know. That one I'm not really understanding too much. When you take on a task, find the best way to achieve the desired result is always your responsibility. That's fair. That's fair. I think they're reasonable. I don't think they're crazy, like, oh my God, who came up with this? But I do think that when you live by the laws of the universe and then those things don't actually happen that way, then you're like questioning, like, what is life? What is the universe? And it's like, it's not that deep. It's just something that somebody came up with at a point and you can either follow it or you cannot.
it sounded more like a superstition, the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, pretty much. Like if you only think good thoughts, only good things will happen.
Yeah.
No, that is not how that goes. There's a lot of
Yeah.
delusional people out here.
Yeah. It's like manifesting. Like manifesting is real. That is true. Manifesting is real. I has done it. Like no, Lindsay, really, like try it one day. Like think in your head 3 times in the morning, 3 times, 6 times in the afternoon, and nine
So
times
we
at night.
have magic. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah, like just think about a topic. Oh, you could do it immediately. I has done it immediately. Like I was selling weed. I think I told you the story before. I was selling weed and I needed $20. I had the money in my wallet. I just didn't want to go in my wallet and get it. And I was about to go buy some more weed, couple ounces. So I said, I'm gonna manifest this shit, And my cousin, I said, wait, my cousin both stopped. I threw it in my head 3 times, $20, $20, $20. I took 3 steps. It was $20 right there. My cousin's like, I don't know how you do this. Like, I don't know how you do this. Like you keep doing that. I did it mad times before. Like, yo, I'm gonna manifest this right here. I'm like, and I manifested. Like, and the manifesting is real. It's at least it's not scientifically proven, so I can't say it's real as a fact. But I have
Saying you're
experience of manifesting
to
stuff.
do that. Yeah. Yeah. I tried to manifest a lot of things, and some of them. They happen when they happen, and in different ways. I feel like at the end of the day, things work out, and then a lot of things happen by chance. But I will say, like I feel like we talked about this before. I'm like, when it comes to beliefs, whether they be religious beliefs or whatever it is, I feel like if they help you get through life in a positive way, you're not hurting anybody, then fine. But I feel like having a positive mindset allows you to do a lot of things. But I also don't feel that having a negative one will prevent you from doing others. I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, like, how do I put this? You can do a thing and be like, yeah, this probably isn't going to work out. And then it does work out. And you're like, okay, great. Or you could do a thing and say, this is going to work out. And then it doesn't. I just feel like there's so many aspects of life in the things that we're doing that I'm like, I feel like it's kind of impossible to be like, I'm gonna manifest this, but it worked for you, so that's fucking awesome. Because at the end of the day, that $20 is what you needed, and you got it.
You ever heard Jim Carrey's story before?
What happened?
Jim Carrey's story, his manifesting story. You ever heard it before? Jim Carrey manifesting story. He told a story before about he manifested $10 million. You never heard this story before?
No.
So basically, he was a kid in school. His teacher
Wait, who
told
was this? I'm sorry. Can you
Jim
repeat?
Carrey. Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim. Okay.
So he was a kid in school, and his teacher was like, she prayed for everything, and when she prayed, it comes true, right? So he went home and he made himself a fake check for $10 million and put it in his wallet. Kept the fake check with him all his life. And then I think like probably 10, 20 years later, he actually did a movie and got paid $10 million. Check for $10 million.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I'm glad you used that example because all you did was tell me that he set a goal and moved toward it.
Yeah,
that's all that was.
That's true too.
So I'm like, yeah, like manifestation, and maybe this is how I'm understanding it. Manifestation is if I sit here and wish for it really hard, it'll happen. And the reality is you got to put work behind that. And what he did was say, I'm going to do this one day. But do you know how many people have done that same exact thing?
They didn't get it.
Skid Row. So that's why I'm like, no, whatever gets you through, it's motivational, vision boards, positive affirmations, all that stuff is really positive. But the reality is it's either going to happen or it isn't, but you got to put the work behind it. And even if you do put the work behind it, it may not turn into anything. I remember the job that I have now, I wanted it so bad. Like it was like financially I needed it. And I really just wanted it. my friend told me, write the job down on a piece of paper and carry it with you at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So because I knew I was going to forget it, I just made sure I kept it near my bras and I would just wear it in my bra every day. I forgot how long I did this. And then eventually I got the phone call and, told me that I had the job and it was more than I thought it would be and great. But since then, I've definitely done that. Didn't work. Now, it was something that I really like. I knew realistically that wasn't the case. Like, the point is, I was qualified for the job, and the universe and God, whoever you believe in, wanted me to have that job. So it worked out. But every once in a while, I'll be like, let me write down a piece of paper. And when it doesn't work, I'm just like, eh. Now, will I stop? I don't think I'll stop. I think at this point now, it's kind of just a ritual, and I like it. I find comfort in it. But yeah, that was manifestation at its best. And I'm just like, this isn't a thing. But again, it just makes you, there's comfort in these ideas, right? So I respect it. But I'm not going to tell you to stop manifesting. That's something that you want to do and it works for you. And if it doesn't, then I would encourage you to continue to do it. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That makes sense.
It does. Yes, it does. All right. My last thing we're going to talk about is TikTok.
I prefer Instagram, but every once in a while, when somebody sends you a clip or something, it happens to be on TikTok. That's why I had the app. So I'll pull it up. And what pissed me off about TikTok is that it really will have you on there for hours. Because I just remember looking up and I'm like, when the hell did it get dark outside? Like, because it really just keeps coming. I like it. It's just never anything that I got that involved in. So when they said it's gonna disappear, I was like, okay. Like it didn't bother me. But yeah, I was like, that's one less thing that I have to watch out for it, like wasting all my time on. But anyway, yeah, it was I wonder if you go to another country if you can download it then and then come.
Yeah, certain countries, certain countries is banned in, certain countries is not banned in. So yeah.
So yeah, I guess you gotta leave the country, download it, and then come back to America.
Yeah, probably. And like I think India don't have it. So like I put my VPN on India and it wasn't working. I'm like, there's like I think like the Netherlands.
I don't think they ever had it.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, no, say it again. So what ever have it?
No, I'm just curious if these countries ever had it, like a place like India. I don't know that they would have had it or not. Like I think we forget that a lot of countries just do not stand for certain shit.
Yeah. Now the Indian girl I was hanging out with a couple last year. Last year because it's summer, so in November. So yeah, she had TikTok. She had TikTok and all that, and like she only been in, but she was in America for 2 years though. She been in America for 2 years, so she could have. I don't know when she downloaded it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't know that it was ever like when I went to Cuba, I could not open my Netflix. I had to go tap into the US VPN to get in. So, but I don't know what would have happened if I needed to download it. I already had it downloaded. But there's no Netflix over there. So that's why I said I'm curious as to if they ever had it.
Yeah, good question.
Because it's just interesting. That's all. When you start to realize that, I mean, I thought it was a good thing. Honestly, I was like, if people were forced to do other things, I didn't mind it being gone.
Yeah, and she watched videos on TikTok too. Any people in India videos? I see her watch videos from India.
Okay.
Maybe
so
TikTok,
they could have a VPN too.
Yeah, that's true too. And like one of the videos I seen, the dude was eating Domino's and all that. So I'm like, Domino's good over there? She said no. She got said everything in America is better. She said I'm never going back.
High fructose corn syrup, GMOs, like that's what makes the food good. That's what makes the food like crack. When I try to stop eating certain things, I feel like a fiend going through withdrawals. And I was like, this is not okay. It's like I will never ever try certain drugs because like if this is how you are with food, I'm gonna be in rehab the rest of my life, like in and out, in and out, in and out. So no, that's meanwhile, in other places when you eat the food, it's very good, it's satisfying, and then you move on with your life. You're not sitting there like, I need some more. Because I really do. Oh my God. Like I tried to stop eating sugar for a period of time and I'm just like, what do I do? Like I was actually getting irritated. I'm like, oh my God, you were going through withdrawals. You little crackhead, you. So
I don't buy candy. I don't buy candy. If I do get a snack, it's like a cookie or something like that. And then like I do read ingredients too. So I try not to get stuff with soy in it and stuff like that. But But yeah, but like I don't.
Candy isn't my thing either. I like cake. I like
Yeah,
cake. I like cupcakes. I like
yeah,
cookies.
yeah. I know pumpkin. I know you love pumpkin. I got you.
Like, I mean, just put some sugar and I'm good. If I have like drinks, they gotta be sugary. You hear people say, "Oh, it's too sweet." I'm like, what is too sweet? I've never experienced a thing that's too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnabon, but
Okay,
whatever. Anyway, those are
I
my
got you.
issues.
I got you. So yes, that's basically it. You got anything else you want to say?
I had one more. I don't remember it though. Oh, we kind of, we in a way talked about it. I was on Threads one night. I couldn't sleep. And I was extremely overwhelmed just with all the opinions and all the stuff. Even if they were positive, it was just a lot. Like I was on overload.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering if you ever feel that way about social media. Like you're just like, oh my God, I can't think straight. Let me just turn it off.
Yes, but sometimes it happens in a good way where I just like I'm too deep with the topic and I want to like deep dive. So now I'm googling stuff. I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
up other videos and stuff like that. So yes, I do
Okay.
get in like in a trance where like this topic is all I want to see for like the next week and talk about for the next
Oh,
week. Then
yeah.
I get bored with it.
Yeah. For me, it was just too many opinions. I'm like, okay, like it was just like a lot at once. And I'm just like, I remember I saw one. It was like intense in the comments. I was like, it's not that deep. They were talking about cocktails versus mocktails.
Mm.
And people were saying like the initial thread was, hey, I get really frustrated when people say that mocktails are just juice. And I was like, well, kind of it's just juice. I didn't comment. I was like, it's kind of just juice.
Not liquor.
Right. It's not water. It's not liquor. I was like, soda? Like, I don't, so I'm looking at the comments and people were really going back and forth. Like, what do you mean? It's absolutely juice. And other person was just like, no, it requires, and then people were chiming in saying, no, the way that they make the drinks. I've had people who like alcohol really want the mocktail instead. And I'm just like, yeah, mocktails can taste really good. But I'm gonna ask, can you add a little bit of liquor to this? Like, just like, can I have the mocktail, but in cocktail form? So I just didn't understand why this was a topic that had like hundreds of responses. I'm like, I gotta go to bed because it was just I was just getting overstimulated. And I was just like, this is a lot on a stupid ass topic.
Yeah, I think they comparing it to like maybe like non-alcoholic beer. Like it's not just non-alcoholic beer. It's like there's no liquor in it, but it's like extra stuff to make it like I guess taste like beer or make it like similar.
It's still juice,
Yeah, but and
juice
they
and
had
garnish.
it's a placebo. Leave them alone. It's a placebo. Leave them
Well,
alone.
no, it's fine. I'm not saying you gotta have. I'm not saying you can't drink it. I was just saying, why are you trying to sit here and act like it's more than juice? Is it water? Like, are there
No,
vegetables
it's
in it?
just juice. No, you're right. It's just juice.
So that's why I was like, I could understand if it's like it's very specifically and intentionally curated juice. Like maybe they get the high end juice for the mocktail, and then they put garnishes in it and stuff. And I'm like, that's still technically juice. Like
Yeah,
on a,
yeah.
it's juice or soda.
Apple cider. Yeah, you good.
Right. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I was like, this is. I ain't. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, I am now really. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So that was that.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Thank you for watching Uncomfortable Podcast. Let's convo. Lindsay, I appreciate you.
thank
In
you.
my eyes, you're still my business partner. All right. If I get rich, I will find you. Okay.
Huh? Say it again. Oh, I appreciate you.
If I get rich, I'm gonna come find you. All right.
Likewise. Thank you. It was a pleasure, and I know that the podcast is going to be amazing. All right.
Yes. I've got big plans. But
if you need me to fight anybody, I don't mean that literally. Let me know.
I got you.
Wait, we just talked about how I don't fight, but yeah, thank you so much.
I just want to say also, let everybody know, Lindsay's the best co-host I ever had. Better than my cousin Jerome, Room Geeks Go Hard, better than the Honey Print, better than like Goddess Crystal, like better than all these people. Like she did everything. Like she made questions. She did a website for me. She gave me opinions on videos. She edited my books for me. My own family wouldn't edit my book. One of my cousins said my book is demonic, and she would edit my book. And she went to school for that. So
she went, oh damn,
she went to school for writing. Yeah, like they didn't want to do it for me. So Lizzie did all this stuff for me in 6 months. And so Lizzie, I appreciate you. You'll always be my business partner. Like I said, if I get rich, I'm coming to find you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
No, I believe in you. I believe in what you're doing. And I just appreciate you just not you being a non-toxic work partner and respectful and all that shit. If you yeah, he's a great boss.
that's me. That's me 24/7. You know, me talking is just, come off wrong sometimes. I just don't say the right thing, but I mean well.
Yeah, yeah, no. I don't, yeah, no, I don't. Because if I didn't think you did, I'd have been like, you know what? This has been fun. But it'd have been after a week, and I'd be like, I can't do this no more. So yeah, but no, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, and yeah, I look forward to seeing more of your podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate you.